Hello folks, welcome back to Canada's Boxing Channel. You know, sometimes it's good to be wrong. And in this case, I'm very happy to be wrong. The other day when I was talking to Russ on Porky's Corner, he asked me did I think that Ben Whittaker would rematch Liam Cameron. And I said I wanted it to happen, but that I thought that Liam Cameron might be pushed to the side and Ben Whittaker would kind of wait for Liam Cameron to get a little bit older and then maybe come back to him. Well, I'm wrong, and I'm very, very, very happy to be wrong, as it's been announced that Liam Cameron and Ben Whittaker, or I guess it's Ben Whittaker and Liam Cameron, are going to be fighting in April, Sunday, April the 20th, 2025 in Birmingham in the UK, not Birmingham, Alabama. And I don't know if it's a 10-round fight or 12-round fight. BoxRec isn't telling me that. It's on a boxer show, so Ben Shalom is promoting it. Liam Cameron, of course, is now a Queensberry fighter. He signed with Frank Warren, I think after the first Ben Whittaker-Liam Cameron fight, which ended, as you know, in a very controversial draw. I mean, I think we all remember, however it's interpreted, the fighters went over the top rope in the 6th round. Now, some people would think that Ben Whittaker kind of threw himself back over the top rope, and other people, Whittaker fans, would say that it was the pressure of Liam Cameron, and Liam Cameron sort of pushed him over. I don't know. I mean, you look at it on TV and it didn't look like he was pushed over, but on the other hand, it's hard to imagine somebody like doing a backflip. So I don't know what happened. But what we do know is that the fight was stopped as Ben Whittaker was unable to continue. And many people, myself included, thought that Liam Cameron was having the better of Whittaker. But it was declared a draw. Ben Whittaker claimed that he'd injured his ankle. And then later on, I think, this fight was, of course, in Riyadh. And Ben Whittaker later on was seen to be sort of on a crutch, but then he snatched a fan's cell phone, moving with amazing clarity for somebody who had an ankle that was sprained or busted or whatever. I don't think we ever got to see any medical reports about exactly what happened, and so the humorists amongst us started calling Ben Whittaker Ben Quittiker, because it had appeared, at least to the eyes of some, that Ben Whittaker had chosen to vacate the ring rather than continue to face Liam Cameron. I mean, who knows, right? He knows, probably Cameron knows, maybe a very, very small circle of people around know. The rest of us just speculate and maybe make fun of Ben Whittaker. And I must say, Ben Whittaker, I don't want to be too harsh on him really, but he kind of deserves to be made fun of. To me, he's a very flashy fellow in the ring. Of course, I don't know the kid, right? But he's a very flashy fellow in the ring. He's very cocky. You know, he sort of acts as though he's, Sugar Ray Leonard, well, or Nas, Prince Nas. But he's kind of like the dollar store version. He's got 8 fights, no losses, and now 1 draw. Yeah, he's 27 years old. I think he maybe is intentionally very flash to sort of get that very important social media presence and be eye-catching and whatever. It's not to my taste. If somebody like Sugar Ray Leonard does it, yeah, okay, or Ali did it, okay, because they're clearly great fighters. If you're starting off in your career, I don't know about this flashy stuff. Writing checks with your mouth you can't cash with your ass always seems to be a poor choice, in my opinion, right? He also appears to be, and this might be like justifying what happened with his ankle, whatever. He does seem to be a fellow who does struggle with injuries. And if that's true, then of course that doesn't bode well for a long career. I'm not I'm not a fan of his, because I find his flashiness in the ring, and also his cockiness outside of the ring, not to be my cup of tea. Like when he was fighting Cameron the first time round, he was making fun of Cameron for, the way he dressed. Obviously, Cameron is, or at least at that time, I don't think he was well off financially, and sort of like Ben Whittaker strikes me as the kind of guy who likes to punch down, if you know what I mean. He likes to make fun of the little people in the world. He strikes me, and it's just totally an opinion, right? He strikes me as the kind of guy who'd kind of suck up to the boss but be a dick to the admin assistant. That sort of thing. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's my observation, and that's all this is an observation, right? Liam Cameron, on the other hand, is one of those kind of like bit of a throwback, old school, hard knocks kind of fighter. I don't think life's ever dealt him a hand of cards that would be, one that one would envy. He did take I think it was like a 4-year ban for cocaine, which seemed, in light of what we see other fighters getting banned for, it seemed harsh. I mean, people get a couple of year ban for performance enhancing drugs, where Liam Cameron got a 4-year ban for what is thought of as a recreational drug. Though, to be fair, I mean, I understand that people take methamphetamines and coke as an appetite suppression so you can make weight. People smoke weed so that they're more relaxed, they can sleep better. So, there's this sort of fine line, right? Like what's recreational and what's performance enhancing. I mean, arguably they all, in a way, enhance performance. I mean, we've had skiers and snowboarders busted for marijuana because it makes you more relaxed. Own personal experience is it works really well until you hit a tree. But anyways, that's beside the point. And Cameron strikes me as he's not somebody who ever had a silver spoon. On the subject of silver, of course, Ben Whittaker is an Olympic silver medalist. So, really spectacular achievement as an amateur. Cameron's record is 23 wins, 6 losses, 1 draw. This is the draw against Whittaker. I almost said Whittaker then. I don't want to get into that habit. He's had some good fights. He's obviously a lot more experienced. Gave Lyndon Arthur a good fight, actually. So I'm looking forward to this fight. I think you could say that Ben Whittaker went into their first match sort of, quite dismissive of Cameron. Oh yeah, he's just a gatekeeper. I'm going to walk through this guy because I'm on to bigger and better things. I'm Ben Whittaker, don't you know? And of course, hubris, right? He came unstuck. It might be the case that now he knows what Cameron's all about. He's going to be training properly, not looking past him, and he's going to come in, he's going to dance rings around Cameron and pepper him and show the fans, yeah, look, I'm real. I'm not just a flashy kind of, loudmouth kind of guy, but I can actually, box and box well. And he could make Cameron look stupid. On the other hand, he might not. Cameron will have fire in his belly for this fight, because Cameron will clearly believe that he did enough to win the last fight. And, when somebody's been taking the piss out of you and making fun of you and stuff like that, that gives you a little bit of extra fire. And Liam Cameron will also know that this is a golden opportunity. If he can beat Ben Whittaker, well, then he's really off to the races, isn't he? Talk about an Indian summer, as it were. He could be back in Riyadh. He could be making big money. I don't think he's made much money in his career thus far. And wouldn't that be a turn up for the books, eh? Very much on the back 9 of his career. He gets a couple of, really good fights under his belt. The big money. And then he's set. So I suspect that both these fighters will go into this April 20th bout really motivated because, well, like I just said, it's a golden ticket for Cameron if he gets through, or even if he loses by a close decision, puts up a really good fight. Turki Al Sheikh might say, I like that fellow, you know, and there's room for him. On the other hand, if Ben Whittaker comes unglued again and gets either ekes out a victory or gets beat, where does that leave Ben Whittaker? Personally, I don't think it leaves him with many options. You know, it'll be a crushing disappointment for him. Obviously, he was being groomed and believed that he's going to be the, you know, the next big thing. So both these guys have got a lot to gain, and Ben Whittaker has one hell of a lot to lose. So it should be a very good fight. Also on the card, I've got BoxRec up in front of me. We've got Eggington and Lee Cutler. Frazer Clarke making his return to the ring against Ebenezer Tetteh, who I think he'd fought Dillian Whyte recently, and it was terrible. So, I mean, I would imagine that Frazer Clarke would have a very easy run out against Mr. Tetteh. This is a difficult thing. I would have preferred to see Frazer Clarke go against a slightly higher level of opponents. Then we could see, you know, does Frazer Clarke still have it, for want of a better word, because that beating that he got, 1 round devastating loss to Fabio Wardley, like what's that done to him? I'm not sure if Mr. Tetteh there can show us anything. I would imagine that Frazer Clarke would have absolutely no trouble with Tetteh. And Tyler Denny, one of my favorite fighters, he's penciled in against somebody called, I'm looking at BoxRec right now, Elvis Ahorgah, who I'll put my hand up, I've never heard of. And I'm not sure if that's going to be the permanent opponent. I mean, if it's just a pencil in. There's some little notification on there, but who knows? We got some time to go anyhow. But yeah, there we go. So I'm happy to be wrong. I'm happy that Ben Whittaker has either him or his team have said, look, this is something you can't be swerving around, and that we're going to see Whittaker and Cameron. I'll be rooting for Cameron for the reasons I've explained in this video. I'm not sure what the betting odds will be and where I'll place my money. But yeah, I really would like to see Liam Cameron sort out Ben Whittaker and go on and make a few more big paydays and be able to retire comfortably. I think he's had a tough go of things, and you know, he's come back from some real challenges. I think he was think he might have struggled with addictions as well. I'm not sure. I don't want to sort of, you know, besmirch the man there. But anyways, he took a coke ban, and you know, that clearly sets a career back, right, for, you know, about 4 years. Okay, there we go. Please hit like, please share, please subscribe, comment. You know, it's a real pleasure for me. I get up in the morning now and I sit down, I start looking at the comments and interacting with you, and it's really good. It's exactly why I wanted to do this. So thank you very, very much, and have a fabulous day. It's bloody cold outside, -30 overnight. Gorgeously sunny, but this is a more comfortable place to be than it is outside. Cheers. Bye-bye.